Both Aggression and Command had some amazing cards, but Cunning offers tempo and the best double aspect cards to date. Welcome to the Black Sun Syndicate, a division of the Kolat Information Network. I'm your host, Baylan Skoll, Mercenary for Hire. Today we're going to discuss my top cards from the Cunning Aspect from Spark of Rebellion. So similar to my other previous discussions, links you'll see down below. There are some there is a skew of either villainy or heroic cards based on, like Command had the while Command Heroic had some good cards, Command Villainy had the better cards. We're also going to see that here as well, where one side has better cards in that aspect than the other. So I'm going to start. I'm going to start here with. I'm not sure why that shrank. Start here with Cartel Spacer. So this is a nice 2-drop unit that isn't completely dead late game or mid game, because if you control another cunning unit, you get to exhaust an enemy unit of cost 4 or less. This really helps with, again, this is the tempo color, so this would definitely help with slowing down your opponent's tempo and allowing you to take control of a board back. Just a nice, efficient space unit. Next up is one of the 2 most expensive cards in the set. It's Boba Fett. This is the leader version. 3 cost, 3/5. On attack, if this unit is attacking an exhausted unit that didn't interplay this turn, or this round, deal 3 damage to the defender. Now, do note that leaders are always in play. They just get deployed. So this Boba Fett can easily take out a 6 hit point leader with 1 swing. He is overstated for his cost. Usually you'll see 4 3s, you'll see 3 4s at this. 3/5 is ridiculous. And being able to take out much bigger units is, or even better, just being able to attack and shoot the defender for 3 and not take any damage back is also fantastic. There's a reason why this legendary is both hard to pull, or at least for us, and very, very good. Next up is another bounty hunter, Bosk. 5 cost, 4/5, ambush, which it you would absolutely play it just for that. But when you play an event, you may deal 2 damage to a unit. And so since this this aspect is very heavy into events that are, some of them are combat tricks to pump your units. Some of them are just I need to exhaust this so it doesn't attack me and I get a bonus or whatever. This can easily deal several damage beyond what you would normally think is possible, and he can get out of hand really easy. The fact that he also ambushes and can take a unit out immediately is also relevant, and another reason why this the Cunning Villainy is super good in this format. Also, speaking of something good, Fet's Fire Spray, aka formerly known as Slave 1, 6 cost 5/6. When played, if you control Boba Fett or Jango Fett, and as a leader or a unit, ready this unit. Action pay 2, exhaust a non-unique unit. So, yeah, spoiler alert, we're probably getting Jango Fett in a set at some point, either as a leader or a unit, and probably both. Probably set 3 if I was to guess, since it's probably going to be talking about, since it's Twilight of the Republic and talking about Clone Wars, would be my guess. Anyway, so as for 6 costed, this is a 5/6 is really good. Entering play ready is fantastic. Being able to tap down any non-unique unit is fantastic. And if you're ambushing this in with ECL, you get to ambush. You can stack your triggers where you can ambush this in, defeat a unit, and then ready it with the when played. And so you get literally 2 attacks out of it. Again, more tempo. And then the all-star of control, No Good to Be Dead, 2 costed event, exhaust a unit. That unit cannot ready this round, including during the regroup phase. So being able to lock down a unit for essentially what is 2 turns where it cannot attack is a massive tempo swing. Now there are some decks where this is an amazing card, particularly against mid-range and control. Sometimes this puts work in against aggro, while you can slow them down enough till you can take care of the board. But yeah, this is one of the better uncommons in the entire set. Alright, so let's talk about the heroic group. There's only 2 cards in this section, because there are so many other good cards in the villainy side. So Leia Organa, this is the starter one from the starter deck. A 2 costed 2/2 rebel official. When played, you may either ready a resource or exhaust a unit. Again, another fantastic tempo play card. It lets you play this out of nowhere, ready a resource, and then play something else that turn, or more than likely taps down their biggest unit, which again, tempo plays, slows your opponent down, and gives you a short-term advantage. The other one here is Millennium Falcon. At under 3 cost, 3/4. This unit enters play ready. When you ready cards during the regroup phase, either pay 1 or return this unit to their owner's hand. So this legendary is floating around $20 right now. We know the next set is Shadows of the Empire, and it seems to have a theme of the scum and villainy, the underworld, the bounty hunters, the smugglers, etc. Right now, this doesn't fit, and this is a good card, but it hasn't fit in many decks so far. So my thought is get this while it's cheap, because if you don't and it spikes, it is a legendary. As you see the price come down, make sure that you pick up your set, because a ready 3/4 every each turn is awesome, and the ability to bounce it back to your hand and get damage off it is also amazing. And they can't no good to be dead it either, because you can just go, oh, I'll just return it to hand. So it's a fantastic card to mess with your opponent's plans. Alright, so let's talk about the single and double aspect Cunning cards. So I did mention that I believe Cunning has the best double aspect cards in the first set. I don't have Bodhi Rook on this list because he's a little more niche, but the other two cards are here. So Cantina Bouncer, 5 is a lot, but if you have a 3/5 unit that returns a non-leader unit to its owner's hand. So this is what we call good tempo. So you played a unit to the field, and you have returned one of your opponent's units to their hand. So say your opponent went first during the phase, and they have played out a big unit that doesn't have a win plate effect. Thinking, okay, this is just going to take over the game, or this is massive, or maybe it's a big Sentinel unit, like Obi-Wan. So what the Bouncers allows you to do is then play this card out, return that one from play to their hand, and you have a 3/5 body to also deal with other problems on the board. A Magic, when taking extra turns, is a very powerful strategy. So when you get an opportunity in a game like this where you get to completely nullify a play that your opponent does, especially an expensive play, and you have played a card to the board, you're going to gain both time and a massive advantage. So now they have to, if they want to use that card, they want to have to deploy it again next turn. And especially if it doesn't have a win plate effect, it's going to roast them very hard. Do they want to play it again? Do you have another bouncer? Or a waylay? So yeah, this thing is mighty annoying. Alright, so let's talk about the best double aspect card in the set. Cunning is a 4-cost double Cunning. Choose 2 in any order. Return a non-leader unit with 4 or less power to its owner's hand. Give a unit +4 or +0 for this phase. Exhaust up to 2 units. And opponent discards a random card from their hand. So I'm going to refer to a card from Magic the Gathering. It's called Cryptic Command. 1 blue instant. Choose 2 in any order. Draw a card. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Counter target spell. Tap all creatures target opponent controls. Alright, so when I see Cunning, I think of Cryptic Command. 4 is a lot of mana in Magic. So Cryptic Command doesn't see play in constructed formats there, but since we're starting with 2 resources and then going 1 up a turn, this is technically a card you could play on turn 3. So what you're saying is, if my opponent has flooded the board, I get to return a non-leader unit 4 less power to their hand, and I could exhaust 2 units. Both of those effects are absolutely nuts. Because essentially, let's say they only have 3 units out. They played a unit for their turn. You return one that fits the 4 less power to their hand, and you exhaust the other 2. All they can do is take initiative, and you get to have free reign on their board. That's nuts. Now, there are some situations you actually want to use the oh, sorry, it's not +4/+0, but it's -4/-0. So aggression is the +4. My apologies. But in either case, it's those top 3 are going to get chosen a lot. Like, I get to nullify your unit's power. I get to return 1 to their hand, and then I could exhaust 2. So you have just completely destroyed the majority of your opponent's turn. And as we get more double aspect cards, this thing is going to be very swingy. So if you don't like playing Boba Fett now, wait till all the double aspect cards come out as we move forward, and you'll get even more annoyed with this. Alright, so there were so many cards for events to choose from. Asteroid Sanctuary, again, amazing tempo play. Outmaneuver, Waylay. There's so many. But I chose Shoot first out of the group. And the reason I chose Shoot first is this allows you a tempo play to get a unit off your opponent's board without having your unit hurt. So again, picking your spots to play this, giving your unit a buff +1 seems small compared to some of the others, but then basically giving it first strike, which is if I defeat you, I get to do my damage before you, and if you're gone, I don't take anything. Is amazing. And so again, this is another one of those cards that fits Cunning extremely well, that allows you to take either take control of a board or make comebacks because you have traded one of your units for one of you've traded this card for one of your opponent's units, and you haven't taken any damage. So that's pretty ridiculous. Alright guys, what do you think of my list? Do you disagree with my choices? If you do, leave a comment down below what you thought I got wrong or something I maybe missed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And remember, no matter the game, there is no escape from the tiger.